everyone. It was literally, I woke up to the sunshine, thought, oh, open the curtains, look at the blue skies. Then it was torrential rain, and now I actually have sunshine. So much sunshine, we're going to have to go back to that time where I have to close the blinds. But let's see, what should we do first? I'll tell you what we're doing. We are doing lips. We are doing summer lips, and there's nothing nicer than wearing a beautiful denim shirt with a pop of colour, because I think lipstick is a lovely time. It's always nice to buy new lipstick, say winter party times, but I think in the summer as well, you know how much I love the power of colour. So I've got different price points, different textures to show you. And I was actually just, if you're very beady-eyed, beady-eyed? Is that such a thing? Where does beady-eyed come from? Question, answers below, please. Beady-eyed. God, I hope that's even the right saying. I was just starting with my blush. Now, because they're going to be, bear with the light, I will block the windows if I need to. There are a couple of blushes that I've picked out that I really love. So one is by e.l.f. and this is Dusty Rose, and this is 369 from Mina, 3 Inner. Oh God, they keep telling me how to say it and I never know how to say it. Really great price products, one cream, one stick. And I just thought I would show you how soft and lovely they are. Well, shall I just do both? Show you, this is a little pinker, and this is a little, yeah, this is a little bit warmer. This is a bit more petally pink, but I mean, there's not much in it. So if you don't like applying makeup with your fingers, then I would go for the stick. But if you love the liquid e.l.f. that is basically like the Rare Beauty rip-off, and why not? Rip-off or dupe is probably a nicer way of saying it. Anyway, either or, I'm twittering on. I think these are really lovely blushes. Very, very similar. You won't notice the difference I put it on, but sometimes it's sort of quite tricky to get the right tone of blush if you are putting on a bright lipstick. You might just go for your classic blusher, maybe sort of like a healthy pink, and then it ends up looking too much. So this is almost like, these tones are almost like a uniform pink. I'm going to put these blinds down. 1 second. Now, it was lovely to share a little bit of the sunshine. Awful. So I have to close it down. But I think for you guys actually having to watch and have a look at the makeup, this is much better. Now, so that's my skin. Okay, a few lovely lip products. Now, you know that I love hyaluronic. And I would say sort of within the prestige market, it's got to be by Terry, who does the most beautiful hyaluronic products. So I have really, really enjoyed using this balm stick. It just has that beautiful scent of rose, which I love. It's just really easy in the bag, my handbag to carry. Sorry, so many bags. Well, I actually don't have so many bags. I'm quite a creature of habit, really. My girlfriend's like, you need more bags. I'm like, I do. I need more bags. Sorry. The reason I love this is that it's not gloopy. It's not too sticky. I can put it over a lipstick and it doesn't move it. It just hydrates my lip. The texture is perfect. If you've ever put on lip balms and it just ends up looking glossy, and sometimes you want that, sometimes that's all you want, but I want the hydration. I want the hydration in my lip, and this is so beautiful. So I thought, oh, let me just see what the primer will do on the texture of my lips. So before I started filming, I put it on this side. Now that side feels softer. I would say there's probably about, I don't know, 15%, 20% better texture over there. But this product, if you do get an opportunity, even if you go into Space NK or said shop like that, and get them to do your makeup or even just skincare and finish with this, you'll touch your skin throughout the day and it's so nice and soft. It's a really, really beautiful formula. So I thought I'd pop that just over that area and just share those tips with you. Obviously these are probably way too much for the average makeup wearer, but I just like to share everything with you because you might pick up on something that you like and that you don't like. Just going to tell my son to be quiet. Oh God, okay, and breathe. Right, okay, so let's start with the lightest ones. So we're going to go in with a Violet Bizzo Balm first. And this is shade Amour Fou, F-O-U. Not sure what that means. It's almost like a sort of pinky raspberry pink. I think these look beautiful as a lovely stain. I wish I had big, juicy, bouncy lips, but the finish is still really lovely. Now, look. So that's 3 swipes. Really soft, really light. It's matte, it doesn't move, and it feels so soft on the lips. So this is the most natural, almost like a modern day stain on your lip, as in not like a modern day, this is the future of stains. So like those, do you remember those kind of like Body Shop stains that we used to put, the tints, that's the word I'm looking for, on our lips and cheeks? This is like the modern version, the formula of this, because you keep building it up, and it increases the size and shape of my mouth. The texture of my lips isn't dry, but it looks so natural. How lovely is that? And you know I love the feel of things. Silk on my lips. Really, really lovely. So that is my tip number 1. Right, just remove that. Chuck a little bit of my base over just to kind of even out the texture. So that's my first one. Okay, now, second one is by Ruby Hammer. Now this is a really beautiful glossy pink. I just love the packaging. I love the way that it turns up and down. I love the fact that I can see the colour, and I love the texture. Now this is going to give you lots and lots of high shine. But again, because Ruby is a makeup artist, an English makeup artist based in London. She actually came on the channel a couple of years ago. She's been a brand founder for donkey's years. She had a brand that was in Boots called Ruby and Millie, which was hugely successful and way before its time. Now this is a tricky video for me because I can't really talk when I'm putting my lips on. I've got so much to say to you. It was way before her time in terms of the packaging and the colours. She did it in collaboration with Millie Kendall, who's another awesome woman. Anyway, the point is for this, in terms of the Bizzo Balm, this is just a little bit more glossy in texture, but not too sticky glossy. I would never recommend anything that was like super glossy that I wanted to rip off. In fact, there's a new Charlotte Tilbury one out. I think I used it last week. And that's as far as I would go, because anything that just is annoying on my face or is going to, you know, let my hair get stuck in it, no thank you very much. So that's recommendation number 2. Right, recommendation number 3. You've seen this many times before. I never get bored of Max Factor Colour Elixir Pink Brandy. This colour suits the palest and darkest of complexions. It is such a unique, versatile shade. It looks really pink on some people, really corally on some people, and really natural on others. It really does change from person to person, and I know it because I've worked with this brand for years and years, and I've always sort of chucking it on people at different events, and I'm actually quite amazed at how the colour changes. So this is Pink Brandy. It is such a vibrant colour that you can wear on your lips. It feels impactful but doesn't sort of go boom. It's not too much of a colour shock. The contrast between the skin and the colour isn't like one of the ones I'm going to show you in a moment. It's even brighter, but it's enough impact. It's enough impact that it feels, oh dear, oh, do you know what? I'm going to turn off these blooming news alerts. I can't cope anymore. I've had that on since COVID. It needs to stop. I kind of always have these alerts on because I want to be aware of what's going on. Quite frankly, I don't want to know anything anymore. I'll just take those moments to inform myself, but not like da la la when I'm doing film for you. Let's all do that, right? Let's just exist in a little bubble. Lovely. And I do like to finish off just with like a little softening, and I will do that more when I get to the stronger colours. But that's my pink brandy. Always, always a favourite. Please don't continue this. Okay, so my next colour, we'll go for another really glossy one, is by Hourglass. Let me pop this on for you. Now this is a shade that I reach for a lot when I'm working, and it's unfortunate I've had to put a little bit of nail varnish on the one in my kit so I can identify the colour, because all the Hourglass ones, the same, all the different shades are packaged in this. This is my personal one, and it is the most gorgeous nudie peach. Oh, now this texture is so balmy. And literally slides onto the lips. I'm just going to edge it forward to my lip line. But I would match this with a nice sort of chocolatey brown eye. I wouldn't wear it with the makeup that I've got now. If you've got dark lashes, dark eyebrows and dark hair, yes, it's perfect with something neutral. If you're a bit paler like me, you tend to get a little bit washed out. Darker eye, maybe a hotter lip, looks nice. It's got like a minty finish to it, so it kind of makes your lips feel a little bit more juicy. But it's such a classic, almost sort of slightly retro shade that looks lovely over lots of different colours. I wouldn't myself put a lip liner over it because I don't like it when it wears off, and it is really balmy that it would emulsify with the lip liner. But this is just such a beautiful summertime peach. Right, okay, taking that one off and dusting over with the remnants of what's on my brush. Now, we've got lots of lovely shades to come. We're going into the brights now. And I found this really great orangey red lip liner from e.l.f., which is so, so nice. It's annoying, it doesn't have a number. We'll link it to get below. But this is another really great liner that we're going to use in some of the colours. Okay, let's go for the really lovely sort of watermelon pink. And I found this last year, and it's from MUA in Superdrug. So I think it's £4. It's a really nice texture. Loads of pigment. And I just, again, it's a bit like the peachy one. It's that kind of retro, and I love that colour with the denim. I also love the colour and texture. Look how it just stays put. I mean, that is literally 2 swipes. Look how it blends. I mean, honestly, that is such a premium finish. Now what I will do is, sorry, I just sneezed. Now what I will do is take my cotton bud and just soften that edge, because for me that was a little bit too high. Oh, I love it, it's so nice. And then use the cotton bud just to push it up. Look at this with just like a nice sort of lash or a bit of liner, just on the beach with some sunglasses. It's funny how I can put makeup on and I instantly kind of see a scenario. It's kind of like makeup makes you dream. There we are. And I'm trying to do this without doing any editing at all, unless I sneeze, because no one needs that, because I want you to see how easy it is to apply these lipsticks, because I watched many tutorials online and I just think, oh my goodness, it has taken you so long really to get that lipstick to look like that. And then people at home try and do it and they can't, especially with the ombre lips, they can't reproduce what they're watching, and then they just get disheartened. So I'm showing you products that work and deliver really quickly at a great price, of course. Okay, let's pop that off. So what I'm doing is I'm just using my La Roche-Posay Micellar Solution with a cotton pad because it's a lot firmer, and I don't really want to be using makeup wipes because one, I don't really like them, and two, I feel they leave a residue of chemicals and stuff all over my lips. Whereas this, I feel like it's much cleaner and doesn't leave that kind of residue of something that on my lips that then feels a bit tight and sometimes doesn't taste very nice. So in between each one, I'm just doing this. And take my brush, quite a firm brush, to remove any colour. Right, okay, so we're going back to Mina, and this colour is 2 for 1. Now what I love about this brand is that all the colours connect with all the colours. So if you want a lipstick, a blusher, an eyeliner, 421 is your colour across the board. So you just get to know your colours, and then you get the same colour in the eyeshadow, the lipstick, the liner, sometimes even the mascara. It's genius. But this is almost the affordable version of the like the Lisa Eldridge and the Pat McGrath that I always talk about. Check this texture out. Oh dear, I'm not very good at doing this, and I look like, oh God, I need to just do that kind of like one swipe and then turn to camera and look fabulous. Not creating some sort of tongue outside my mouth. Oh well, it amused me. Just using the point to trace a nice liner, a nice lip line. Again, I like textures that are firm. So Ruby's lipstick and the Max Factor Colour Elixir are probably my softest ones. And I don't mind because they're sheerer, but anything stronger, I always go for this type of texture. Right, so, okay, I've got a basic line of my top and I'm mushing it into my lips. Now, the reason I have stopped and I've made such a mess, or what looks like a mess, is because of this. I then take a clean cotton bud and then I drag the colour to the corners. The biggest mistake of applying a strong, bright lipstick, especially if you are not used to applying it, is to put on too much. As soon as you put on too much pigment, you then get in a right old pickle. It looks too much, it looks jokery, and the juxtaposition of the colour of your lips compared to your skin really jumps out. So you just need to take a beat, apply the colour, using your lips to smudge, 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 which transfers the pigment into your lips, just making it become a part of your face and a part of your lips rather than something that's just stuck on the top. And I promise you, that way it will be so much easier for you to feel more confident with the lipstick. I don't often see people apply lipstick like this, but I like something that's like super soft and kind of, you know, just sits with you. Now at this stage, sort of becomes part of you, if you know what I mean. At this stage, my lips are becoming quite dominant over my face. And I talked about the paleness of it, but I couldn't change it then or add more bronzer because then it would throw everything off. But now, that's also a nice little tip. And then rub together and just add that softness just to the front of your face. Just that little bit. Just picks it up delicately and just brings it together very lightly, very, very, very lightly. And then if you're still not sure, Just keep rubbing over, using this finger, the pad of your finger. Is such a great tool. And I really believe that everyone can wear one of these lipsticks. Lovely tomato red is so cheerful, from the darkest of complexions to the palest of complexions. It's how you wear it. But this for me feels solid, I feel in control of it, and I don't think the colour's going to move. Okay, now the other one that I've talked about is Mad Rush from NARS. This is a really special formula as well. It's like a cloud. So it's a very similar formula to what I ended up with my 214, but it just goes on a little bit easier. So if you want a quick scramble and a rush, or you want to touch up, this NARS formula is absolutely fantastic. So it's a liquid form, okay, so it's not solid like the one I did before, nice and stretched. And then it is so light, you can see, it's almost like the first balm, the Bisou balm that I put on, but in a stronger pigment. You see how it just literally softens and dilutes over my lips. And when I rub it together, I can't feel the hydration. This dries completely matte, and it feels like you have nothing on your lips. The formula has been a favourite of mine since these came out, and that was a while ago. And this is something that if I know I haven't really got time to touch up, or maybe I'm meeting people where I'm talking a lot, I might just opt for this, like this, because it places the colour on, but it doesn't feel like another layer. But because it's so soft, I might go with a little liner and just give myself a little bit of shape. So I don't want it to look like it's lipstick that's worn off. I want that injection of colour, I want that lift of colour, but sometimes you just want a last bit of quick shape to your lips without putting on a said lipstick. Now, what's happening here is that the colour is sort of seeping into my skin a little, and I'm not getting that sharpness of my lip. So it looks like I've had it on for a while, but it's only a fresh application. So I will go in with a little bit of base. Now you want to go in with a bit of flat base. What have I got here? Okay, this is a bit strong. This is my Estee Lauder Double Wear, but I'll show you. Take a brush, a nice small brush, and just feather out and almost reintroduce, there we are, your skin. So rather than sort of like trying to make it solid by perfecting the line under your lip, just take a little bit of base. I wouldn't say concealer, she says, using Double Wear concealer. Sorry, it's just what I grabbed, because the texture can look too heavy, but I'm just buffing it down. I would use your foundation, so it's just nice and light. You just literally just carve in that little lip liner. It's a great colour and a great liner. There we are. And just blend those together nice and softly. And obviously this is the way that I like to wear lipstick, because I like to have the colour, but I also like to have the softness. But those tips together, just defining that lip there and just using that base underneath, will just give you a little bit more structure. Okay, so next up is a Revolution. You can't have, oh look at this mess that I'm in. You can't have a summer lipstick without having a beautiful raspberry. I've used this on a few clients at work recently, and again, the pigment is so lovely. You don't need to spend a fortune. Let's start with my little lower lip action, and then rub it in. And I'm going to take one of my brushes. Now I tend to use a lot of art brushes because I like the flatness of the brush. I don't like round lip liners. See how that just gives a lovely sharp edge. Whereas a round lip brush, I think, just tends to give, it's too soft. You know, there's a moment for that softness that I like to wear, and then there's a moment when you want a really sharp lip. Now, I can't expect to have that on my top lip because my skin isn't tight and taut anymore. But I can definitely improve it. So just run that over here, and they're also nice and firm. So it helps you migrate the colour into the place you want it to. We all have our little routines, don't we? And just swoop that around. Yeah, how lovely. And how lovely does raspberry look against the denim? Such a favourite. And again, of course, you can pop that colour on your cheeks to kind of unify everything. There we go, lovely. All right, let's take her off, and I've got the last few to show you. Okay, now when I was actually choosing my summer edit, I had like 25 lipsticks. So I've tried to break them down into different textures, different price points, and just sort of application tips. So I hope it's helpful. I might just go in with a little bit of my balm. I can smell the rose. Oh my gosh, total addict now. It's so, so lovely. I wonder whether anyone gets allergic to rose on their lips. Fortunately, I don't. I know geranium's terrible, and lavender. For some people's lips, it really irritates it. But rose is fine for me, thank goodness. Right, my final 3 lipsticks are huge favourites of mine. Now, this is my 304 from Giorgio Armani, my Lip Power. Now, I used this a lot last year. It's that wonderful, bright, electric watermelon. My Lisa Eldridge Velvet Morning, which I literally go through about 2 a year. And my very similar Pat McGrath Obsessed. So the Pat McGrath is slightly darker than Lisa's, but there's not much in it. I just adore this packaging and I adore their textures. So I've used those a lot, and you've seen tomato red lipsticks on me, so I won't show you these on application so as not to bore you to death, but these are just beautiful staples in my personal kit and in my pro kit, and you can't beat a bit of that Pat McGrath packaging. So nice. So let me go in with the Armani Lip Power just to finish off. So whereas this still has the lasting power, but it's slightly more hydrating, so it's great for my clients at work because it allows them to have the colour on, but has the movement in their lips, but obviously it lasts a long time, so I don't need to keep going and running in and touching up. So if you're someone who likes a lipstick to last, I mean, who wouldn't, right? But you don't like the texture maybe of the Revolution or the Pat McGrath, they're too dry for you, you prefer a softer texture, this is the one. It's so lovely and it's so uplifting. And it just, I don't know, it just feels fresh and youthful. If you're going to an event or something and this shade suited what you were wearing, maybe you're wearing a soft blue, I definitely recommend getting it. That's how quickly it took me to put on. Nice and soft. So with the Revolution, for instance, where the texture was slightly drier, as with these lipsticks here, you need to be a little bit more perfect with it, but this allows it to get on just really softly and easily. And the pigment doesn't move, so it stays put. You know how some lipsticks you can put on, especially maybe if your lips aren't prepped properly, the pigment then separates and you get little lines. That can happen if you're messing around with a lot of lip liners as well. But yes, I hope I've inspired you to add a little bit of colour. And I would love you to let me know, like, what are your go-tos? Like, I've got a couple of new ones in here, just because they're new onto the market, but I have got some classic staples, which I always go for. And I think that really does tell you what you like. Oh, great, we now got a nice soft light just to finish off, because we just keep going for those same things. But I hope I've been able to share some nice tips with you, and let's enjoy all those beautiful sun rays that are coming through. And I hope you're well, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.